for RCW Season 4, Episode 18. So we are 2 episodes away from the RCW Riot pay-per-view, which I am very excited about. I always get excited about it when, you know, things come around, when pay-per-view times come around, and we have the title matches and things like that. So, first off, to start off our match, we have Rosemary taking on Violet Knight here. You've probably seen this matchup before. I think I remember scheduling it. Well, Rosemary looks to continue her momentum here on RCW, and that's her old attire. I've been trying to find, like, new attire for Rosemary, like her brand new one that she's been in. But I can't seem to find, like, the brand new attire that she is in, but I guess we're gonna make do with what we have now. So Violet Knight comes out as she's ready to take on the Demon Assassin Rosemary, and we are underway here. Rosemary with a couple of shots to the face of Violet as Violet hesitated a little bit. Now lifting up Violet there, and Rosemary in a bit of trouble here as Violet gets a little bit ahead of her there. And the Demon Assassin Rosemary has aligned herself with the Rogue family. I don't know the interest with Rosemary is Rosemary goes for an early cover there, but as to be expected, an early kick out. What's Rosemary doing here? Now just a working hold here on Violet, and a Demon Assassin trying to do her best here to wear down Violet here, but Violet able to get out of it with a couple of shots to the midsection of Rosemary here. And Rosemary firing right back and taking her down again as Violet tried to roll out, but unable to. There's an Irish whip into the ropes. And Violet able to reverse that. Rosemary with a reversal. This is a very back and forth matchup here, and I think that was a spine buster, some modified spine buster there from the Demon Assassin Rosemary, and Violet Irish whipping Rosemary into the corner here. And Violet taking down Rosemary. Wow. Going for a cover of her own here. And I think everybody's walking their dog today out in this rainy weather. Everybody's walking their dog today out in this rainy weather as a German suplex to Violet there, and Rosemary just making quick work of Violet here. Oh no, it's the male person. Well, it is 3:30 here, so usually that's when the male person comes on. She always barks at him, I don't know why. Usually it's a dude, male man. Uh-oh. Rosemary looked for a exploder suplex there, but Violet able to turn into a cover and a quick kick out. Oh, a roll up here. Roll up here and from Violet into a bridge cover. One. But Rosemary kicked out. Trying for it again. I don't know why she's trying for it again. 1, 2. Rosemary's still kicked out. I don't know why Violet tried for it 2 times in a row. It didn't seem to work for her. Nightfall here on Rosemary. 2, 3, and Violet got a win over Rosemary. Violet got a win over Rosemary. Wow. I thought that Rosemary had her there, but very confused about the 2 roll-ups, though. I will say that. I was very confused by that. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. Oh no, but Allie! Allie coming in from the crowd! Allie the Demon Bunny! Demon Bunny and... or the Bunny and Demon Bunny. Anyway. And Allie and Marielle just taking it to Violet. She must have been watching closely. Now her and Violet in a double team, and Marielle and Allie double team DDT there. And Violet is in huge trouble. Oh, but Violet with a reversal. Allie with a reversal. And then a drop kick by Marielle there. Super kick by Allie. And Allie is here. The Demon Bunny is here. And wow. What a way to start off the show. Violet getting a win over Rosemary. And then Allie coming in through the crowd, attacking Violet right after the matchup. And you bet I didn't think we'd see this again. It is the Outlaws taking on the team of Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. And make no mistake, even though that they lost the tag team titles, you know, they're still brothers at the end of the day. Doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, they'll never team up or they'll never, you know, be around ever again. It's just different paths, and it's been a while since we've seen Jason here on RCW. It's been quite some time. And it should be an interesting matchup here, as we haven't seen Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush here yet, I don't think. So here we go. We're going to kick this right off, right away. And Paige will also be joining them at ringside as well. And you know that entrance music all too well. And these brothers absolutely love each other more than anything else. Now, recently, Paige announced in real life, she announced a tag team. I think it was Kairi Sane and Asuka. There. In real life on SmackDown Live, but nothing gets better than Paige and the Outlaws, and the Outlaws are back here in action. Here on RCW, it's been a little while since we've seen these two together in the ring. And Jason was pretty beaten up after losing the tag team titles. He was pretty beaten up about it. For sure. And Bobby Lashley, the almighty Bobby Lashley, looking to quote-unquote dominate the Outlaws here. When he teams with this man, his hype man, Lio Rush. What does he call himself? The man of the hour? Lio Rush or something? Lio Rush looks ready and pumped and ready to go. As the Outlaws here are taking on Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. And look at this to start off the matchup with a LaFez press here from Brian Outlaw. Ooh, but Bobby Lashley with a reversal. Look at the amount of size difference between Brian and Bobby here. But a big clothesline to Mr. Bobby Lashley. Ooh, but Bobby getting up right away. And Brian able to meet him with an inverted DDT there. Being very quick, tagging in his brother Jason. Ooh, but Bobby throwing him down. Look at the strength. Ooh, but Jason able to reverse with a kick to the face and a LaFez press of his own to the almighty Bobby Lashley. And how embarrassing would this be for Bobby Lashley if he gets beat by guys that he could literally throw around like rag dolls, as Lio Rush gets tagged into this matchup. Working away here on Jason. Ooh, but Jason lifts himself up, breaks out of that one. And a LaFez press again, but this time to Lio Rush. That's one of the moves they like to get, that the Outlaws like to have for some separation. And tags in his brother Brian. This is very methodical tagging there, and Paige is loving every second of this. I don't blame her, though. I mean, I love it too, but Lio Rush taking Brian down there in an arm drag. Taking down the man of the hour, Lio Rush, into a suplex there by Brian. And there's no more chemistry than two brothers. Probably two sisters too as well. I mean, with Luna and Sky, they have some type of chemistry there. But, you know, these two brothers are closer than ever. As the referee begins the count as Brian takes it to Lio here on the outside. But Lio able to get out of it. Brian able to get out of it there. Now looking for the correction here on Lio Rush. But Lio Rush with the reversal. Lio Rush with the reversal. And a LaFez press. Again. And Brian getting in and out of the ring here to break the count. Trying to use the outside to the best of his ability. And again, Paige is still fired up. I think she's the most excited person out there right now. Irish whip to the corner. Uh-oh, but Paige lifting up Lio Rush. Uh-oh. Oh, I think he just pissed off Brian there. I think he might have pissed off Brian trying to go after Paige. Trying to go after Paige here, and Brian's not liking this. And Bobby Lashley tried to get the hot tag there, but unable to. Ooh, and Brian gets pushed away. And another push to Bobby Lashley. Now Lio Rush getting back in the ring after getting clotheslined by Brian and a DDT. And Lio Rush is getting manhandled right now by the Outlaws. Ooh, and a kick right to the knee, and Leo might have injured his knee there. And a correction here on Leo Rush. Uh-oh. This can't be good here. Oh, no. We've seen this before. This is the reason why they were tag team champions. Total lockdown on Leo Rush. 1. No. As Bobby Lashley took out the referee and Brian Outlaw taking out Bobby Lashley. Grabbing Bobby Lashley here. And a kick to the back of the neck there. To the almighty Bobby Lashley. And Bobby Lashley got to roll out now. That was good strategy there. As Leo Rush was down. Taking care of the bigger man and Bobby Lashley. And Jason going after the leg of Leo Rush and another leg drop. This is an absolute squash match if I have ever seen one here. Oh, but Jason going to the top rope. We usually don't see him do this. Jason going to the top rope and a big elbow drop to Leo Rush. Into a cover. 1. No, Bobby Lashley just gets right back in there. And a German suplex to Brian. Uh-oh. But Jason going for some payback to Bobby Lashley with a neck breaker into the ring. And a knee right to the chest of Leo Rush. Uh-oh. As Bobby tried to mess up Brian's day there. And now Jason going after Bobby Lashley. He did a good job for that, but Leo Rush able to take advantage with a leg DDT. Now going for a cover of his own. 2. Oh, Leo Rush almost got the pin right off of the distraction from Bobby. Not really a distraction, but, you know, whatever works. Ooh, Leo went for something, but Jason reversed it. Jason reversed it. Into the BR, no! DDT! To Jason, and now Jason is in huge trouble. Jason in huge trouble here. Jason needs to make a tag here. Oh my lord. Hang on, guys. Frog splash! 1. No! Jason kicked out. Uh-oh, Leo Rush going after the leg of Jason. And now, again, Jason's still in huge trouble here. And Jason gets Irish Whip to the corner and a big splash in the corner there. From the man of the hour, Leo Rush. But Jason able to pop back to his feet and takes down Leo. But Leo rolls out. Leo rolls out. And now Leo's right back in with authority. Slammed right back in. And Leo has been in this match for a really long time. Is Leo trying to possibly get back in this match here? But that's not really going to help his case. Is Jason able to take over and... Uh-oh. What teamwork from the Outlaws. Oh, but Leo Rush able to push Brian away and a big boot. Oh, Leo Rush has been in immense trouble here throughout this matchup. Oh, no. Rush with an Irish whip to his corner now, looking for the big splash in his corner. He should have tagged in Bobby, but gets planted by Brian. Uh-oh. Something about to happen. I guarantee Brian's not going to live the almost attack here. Oh, no. Tagging in his brother Jason and throwing his brother Jason, and it's a big, huge cross body. As Jason goes for the cover, and two. Almost had Leo Rush there, not Bobby Lashley. I keep mixing those two up. Ooh, but Leo Rush. Leo Rush! Taking control here. Ooh, but the quick reversal. Another reversal here from Jason. And Jason with the Samoan drop. And now tags in his brother Brian. Methodical tags here. This is classic tag team action. Uh-oh. Tried for the correction, but I think Leo reversed it. Leo reversed it with a couple of jabs to the midsection. But Brian reversed. Tossing Leo face first into the turnbuckle, and now he's busted open. But Leo firing back. Leo trying to fire back, and Brian says no. Leo Rush in huge trouble, and the multiple knee strikes. And another one to Leo Rush. And Brian is tired. Flexing on the crowd here. See that stamina there? Brian is absolutely winded right now. Uh-oh. Trying to toss. I thought he was trying to Irish whip Leo Rush into the corner there, but ends up tossing him out of the ring instead. But now look at the bloody Leo Rush. Oh, looking to tag in his brother Jason, and that's exactly what happens. Going for total lockdown again. Total lockdown to Leo Rush. One. No, and Bobby took out the referee. And they're trying to send Bobby down, and Bobby gets sent down. Uh-oh. This could spell bad if Jason connects with this. VR! On Leo. Bobby Lashley can't do a damn thing about it. 1, 2, 3, and the Outlaws win. Jason gets the win. Wow. Jason got the win for him and his brother Brian, but look at this. Boom! Total lockdown. And a big frog splash there. Leo Rush tried his best there, but there wasn't much Bobby Lashley in there. And those two brothers getting back to what they do best, and that is tag team wrestling. As we move on to the next matchup. And it's Sky Outlaw versus Noelle Diamond. Now, Noelle Diamond got a win last episode because it was, I believe it was Mercy Phantom and Noelle Diamond in this. And the special stipulation for that, now, well, it wasn't really a special stipulation there, but I guess the special reward, if you will, for that match was if Mercy won, then she would be added to the RCW Women's Championship match at RCW Riot, which is in 2 episodes. However, Noelle Diamond beat her, hence it'll be a triple threat. It'll stay a triple threat. So there you have it for that one. But aside from that, Noelle Diamond has been on quite the tear since she returned. Like, there wasn't really much I could do with her. I didn't see me doing much with her throughout RCW. Like, when she debuted, I was trying to think of many different storylines, because sometimes I don't have an idea of what I would want to do. Sometimes I just simply don't have an idea of who would make a good rival for her, or who would make a good teammate for her, or whatever, you know. Sometimes I don't have everything ironed out, I guess, so to speak, and I didn't for Noelle, so she wasn't getting used. And usually a lot of times that's what happens. You know, I have people debut and I don't really know how to use them. That's not really because I have nothing, or I just don't have anything entertaining. Like, for me, I don't like to put any of the superstars here of RCW. I don't like to just put them in random matches. You know, matches that don't make sense at all, or, you know, just throwing them as like a card filler, because that's what WWE was doing for years with the women. Was they were just card fillers. They weren't putting on exciting matches or whatever. Or they weren't. It's not that they weren't putting on exciting matches. Is that WWE wasn't giving them the opportunity to do that. Luckily, things have changed since then. But, you know, that's my point. Is I don't just want to put somebody in a match for no reason, because that's just a waste of a match. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, sometimes they have the squash matches in WWE, and, you know, it lasts for like 5 seconds, and it's like, really? It's like you couldn't have anything else to fill that like 5 minutes, so you just had somebody get the crap beaten out of them for 5 minutes, you know. What's up, Samoan Life? How's it going? So this is sort of like a makeup stream, because I didn't stream Wednesday because I was working on this really extensive communications paper. It was a pain in my butt, and I had to work on it, even though that I'd rather be doing this than working on that. I had to. It took me longer than I thought it was going to, so, you know, but it is what it is. The Sky Outlaw makes her way out here, and Luna, her sister, is not too far behind. And I really think she's using this as a scouting opportunity, because Luna will be taking on Noelle Diamond and Violet Knight in a RCW Women's Championship triple threat match at RCW Riot. So we just saw Violet Knight get a win over Rosemary. So she was probably paying close attention to that match, and I guarantee she's going to be paying close attention to this one too as well. As we didn't hear much, we haven't seen Sky here in a while compete in one-on-one action. And really the last like big thing that we had for Sky that I can remember was the Luna Outlaw and Sky match. That was one-on-one, and that was at what was that at? That wasn't at Forsaken, that was at Anarchy, the first pay-per-view in this season, in which Luna became champion. So it was definitely a great matchup, for sure. It was a great matchup. Actually, there was controversy. The referee, Luna's hand was under the rope, and the referee continued the count. So initially, Sky retained the title, and then we restarted the matchup after watching a replay and seeing that Luna's hand was underneath the rope. And then we restarted the matchup, and as a result, Luna became the champion. Now, Sky is not upset that her sister became champion. I mean, they're sisters at the end of the day, so they'd be happy for each other, obviously. You know, but I'm pretty sure Sky, deep in the back of her mind, that she wants to get back in the title picture. As for this woman, Noelle Diamond, like I said, she's been on quite the tear, and she's definitely has earned herself a title opportunity, her first ever title opportunity. And, you know, why not make it better by making it a triple threat? Luna and Noelle would be awesome one-on-one. It's not that I don't think Noelle's ready for it. It's just that I think it would make a more entertaining match to see another woman in there of high caliber. And that's exactly why I added Violet Knight to that match. Mercy Phantom, she's a phenomenal superstar. As a weird glitch happened with Noelle's arm there. She's a phenomenal superstar. But as I said, Noelle Diamond got the win, and it remains a triple threat. So, even though it's not in Luna's favor, she has overcome odds before. You know, she was the last woman in the Elimination Chamber match, and she lasted quite a while. And that led to a battle with her sister at RCW Anarchy in this season, which was phenomenal, to say the least. Both matches were. The one that ended in controversy and the other one that was restarted as a result of that controversy. So, you know, we like to have clean wins here on RCW. As another German suplex here from Sky, and Sky hasn't lost a touch, but Tessa Blanchard paying dividends for Noelle Diamond, and a big super kick to the back of the neck as Sky rolls out. Oh, she tries to intimidate Tessa Blanchard there, but she's got to remain her focus here on Noelle Diamond. As Tessa Blanchard, I have no idea why she decided to align herself with Noelle Diamond, as Noelle puts a big, huge spine buster there. This guy, I have no idea why she decided to align herself with Sky, or with Noelle, excuse me. I have no idea why she decided to do that, but you know, she kind of is the type of person that does her own thing. So I'm not gonna question it. As Sky goes for Sky's the limit here on Noelle, trying to end this real early. 1, 2, oh no, not even a 2 count. I thought the ref got 2 there, but this guy couldn't believe it was just a 1 count there. She already has her title opportunity, but I can imagine this would definitely help her gain some momentum, beating a former RCW Women's Champion in Sky Outlaw. So that's definitely got to help her out. Lifting her up in a Hurricane Rana to Noelle, and Noelle's in huge trouble here as Luna hasn't gotten involved in this matchup. I really think she's not here to help her sister win. She's really here just to scout Noelle Diamond and just to see what she's capable of in a big hair pull by Sky. And I plan on changing some of the attire for Sky. I mean, you know, every once in a while I like to change things up for the attire for the wrestlers. You know, sometimes I'd like to, you know, I have a new idea for attire. I don't know, maybe it's time we switch up Sky's attire here. I don't know what she's trying to do to Noelle there. That she grabbed her and was talking to her for a little bit there on the outside. I don't know if it was talking smack or what was going on, but whatever it is, it didn't really work. I don't know what was going on there. I think we know what Sky's going for here as she tries for Skyfall, but Noelle gets right back up possibly realizing what was going to happen to her. Is again dragging her to her corner a little bit so that Sky again getting in position, looking for Skyfall here. Skyfall on Noelle. Let's see if she can get the 3 count here. 1, 2, and no. Noelle kicks out at 2.5. But honestly, with the Skyfall on topic here, it was Luna that kicked out of the Skyfall twice. And then Sky pinned Luna to retain her title. And that was pretty much the most epic finish I had ever seen in a 2K game, honestly. Oh, going for struck gold here, but oh! I think it was Sky that ducked out of the way. She didn't even have to reverse it. She just moved back and ducked out of the way a little bit. A little bit of a miss. And Sky with the vicious punches. And Noelle with a reversal. Struck gold on Sky there. Catching her off guard, and Luna distracting the referee. I thought she wasn't going to get involved, but she did anyway, distracting the referee. I guess it's a little bit of payback, I would say. That might have just frustrated Noelle even more as she tried to go for the comeback, but Sky stopped her with a snap suplex. Lifting her up, and a chick kick there, taking a page out of Mickie James' playbook. A little bit of taunting here right in the face of Noelle as Sky's fired up, looking to come back here in this matchup. Uh-oh, but Noelle easily gets up from that, possibly looking for the Iron Monarch here. Or maybe that was just the regular armbar. I think that was just the regular armbar. I don't think that was the Iron Monarch just yet. As Sky went for Sky's the Limit again, looking to pin her off of that. 1, 2, and no. Noelle kicked out just at the last second. And another chick kick. Now, I wouldn't be mistaken if Luna's ever learned anything from her sister as she goes for Skyfall again, but Noelle reversed it. Struck gold. 1, 2. No, Sky kicked out. Sky kicked out again. Sky's definitely not going to want to lose this one here. Oh, now looking to work on the leg here of Sky, is she's not going to be able to hit Skyfall if she can't use her legs to get up to the top rope. But able to roll out and a spinning, I think that was a spinning uppercut there. I don't know, that was probably one of the weirdest camera angles I'd ever seen of that one. And a big DDT to Noelle there, as Noelle looked for something big. Possibly a powerbomb, perhaps. And more punches to the face, as Sky still wonders what she has to do to get Noelle down. Looking for Sky's the Limit again. Gets Sky's the Limit. Going for the cover right after. And Tessa distracting the referee. bailing Noelle out. I think that is why Luna is out here, to kind of even the odds. Looking for Skyfall again. Skyfall gets reversed yet again by Noelle. As Sky's had extreme trouble connecting with Skyfall. Leading up to the match where Luna became RCW Women's Champion, like Sky had trouble connecting on Skyfall there, so you know, it was kind of it was definitely something very uncharacteristic of Sky there. It was very uncharacteristic to see her not connect with that move. Oh, possibly going... Oh, tried to go for a super kick, but... Well, with the Samoan drop. Now forcing the head. Sky into the canvas and a leg drop. Uh-oh, Noelle going for something huge here off the top rope. She's calling Sky to her feet. I don't know if this is such a good idea, and Sky caught her. And now Sky is in the driver's seat here. Looking for Sky's the limit once more. Sky's the limit again. I don't know why she's not going for the cover here. Lifting her up in a chick kick. Going for the cover now. 1, 2, no. Noelle kicked out. Man, what a matchup this is. As Noelle takes Sky down now. Stomping away on the arm, possibly getting it ready for the Iron Monarch. Oh, looking for Struck Gold yet again. Struck Gold again here on Sky, and Sky's in huge trouble, but she's in the ropes. She's in the ropes, though. Referee doesn't realize it, and still... And Noelle gets a win off of it. But Sky was in the ropes, though. The referee completely ignored it, not realizing that Sky's neck was in the ropes. Y'all could probably see that there. I think this is where no, it was the next Struck Gold. I think it was the second time she connected with that move. But Sky loses to Noelle here. And that's got to sting. That's definitely got to sting there, but we must move on. But that was bad. That was bad on the ref there. I got to blame the ref on that one. Definitely got to blame the ref on that one. Definitely got to blame the ref on that one. As J Rogue will be facing Chris Danger in a table match. Now the only way to win is to put your opponent through the table. And who knows, that might work out in Jay's favor. Here is... I don't know, it's here on RCW, it's been a little tough for Chris Danger and the Outlaws, because Chris Danger turned on the Outlaws. Basically what happened, in case you're not updated, is Chris Danger ran in on one of Brian's matches and attacked him. And then he aligned himself with the Rogues and Rosemary and all that, and now here we are. You know, it's interesting. But Chris Danger made this personal when he orchestrated the attack on Paige as Marielle Rogue came out and attacked Paige. And that's really where Brian drew the line. And you will see Brian Outlaw and Chris Danger, this man right here, go one-on-one in a no-holds-barred match at RCW Riot 2 episodes away from now. But right now he's got to focus on the task at hand, which is J Rogue in a tables match. However, I wouldn't put it past Brian to fire back. I definitely wouldn't put it past him to fire back. For sure. I mean, because Brian does his own thing, you know what I mean? He's kind of, even as GM and commissioner of this show, it's even kind of hard to control him. As J Rogue starts off with a Rogue Destroyer, as his sister likes to use that as her finisher. Ooh, looked for a big springboard punch to the face there, but Jay able to step out of the way, but Chris Danger with a reversal. Jay with a reversal. And taking down, lifting up Chris Danger and throwing him down to the canvas. And now Jay trying to go all wild here on Chris Danger here and reversing the Falcon Arrow with a rear clothesline there. And Jay is just towing away at Chris Danger here, trying to end this matchup a lot quicker. He definitely doesn't want to be out here, even though that is his teammate. That's his teammate, remember, and a corruption here on Chris Danger. And Chris Danger here is in big trouble. Big trouble. Irish whip to the corner, and this is just an absolute mauling here. Of Chris Danger, and again with a kick to the knee. And another big suplex here by Jay, and Jay's just having his way with Chris Danger, and he's taunting to the crowd. I mean, the crowd doesn't like either of these men either. But even though that, I feel like the crowd has gotten a liking to Brian Outlaw since Chris turned on him. The crowd didn't like Brian too much before, but now that Chris has decided to turn a new leaf here, on Brian, I think the crowd is starting to sympathize with him a little bit more. Uh-oh. Rogue's End here on Chris. And you got to remember that this match can only end with somebody getting put through a table, but I think Jay is just looking to punish Chris Danger. And now he's getting the table ready. Tossing Chris into the corner. And a big chop to the chest of Chris Danger, and Chris Danger just goes down. I've never seen Chris get decimated like this before here on RCW. I've never seen him be in such a precarious position here. Uh-oh. Jay's looking to end this real quick with a big power bomb through the table, putting Chris out of his misery there, and Jay Rogue wins this very cleanly. That was an absolute mauling we had just seen of Chris Danger there. I think somebody's going to have to check on him. Somebody's going to have to check on him, make sure he's okay, but we got to move on. And I think we are moving on to our main event here, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, we are. It is AJ Styles, the RCW World Champion, going up against the one and only Ricochet here in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Now, AJ Styles, I put him in this match for a specific reason. Because he faced off against Miles Anderson, the Ghost Miles Anderson, in which Miles had beat him. Miles beat AJ Styles. Thus earning him a title opportunity at RCW Riot. So that is that. But the reason why I put him in this match is because not only do I want to have my champions not be part-time champions and to be in action here on the show and not just pay-per-views, I definitely want to get him prepared because we still don't know what the stipulation is going to be for that match. However, it's not. I don't anticipate it to be anything brutal, as AJ Styles and Miles Anderson do not hate each other by any means. They do not. So I don't expect, there to be Hell in a Cell or anything, brutal, no disqualification, whatever. I don't expect it to be that. In my eyes, I think that a simple, normal, one-on-one matchup, no shenanigans, no special anything, or maybe even an Iron Man match, maybe that, but nothing, special to the extent of, weapons being legal in the match and stuff like that. Because these two do not hate each other. It's not like a Finn Balor and Miles Anderson rivalry that we saw previously. This is more or less a man who beat the champion and thus gets an opportunity at said championship. That's pretty much what we're looking at here. As he is the one and only Ricochet, and he gets ready to face the phenomenal AJ Styles. Now, some of you have said that Ricochet is Carnage Championship material, but however, Aleister Black will get his opportunity against Seth Rollins at the RCW Riot pay-per-view. However, we are still one regular episode is left in this season. So just because the title matches are sort of finalized doesn't mean that somebody can't be added to them at the last minute. Maybe Ricochet gets a win here over AJ Styles and proves himself to be and make that match a triple threat. Who knows? I have no idea. I have no idea. We'll have to see just what happens here in this matchup as we get underway. And this is a Falls Count Anywhere match, and what a big, I think that was like a big clothesline there by AJ Styles to start off the match, but Ricochet with a reversal. Ooh, looked for an Enziguri there, unable to connect with that one. And AJ looking to make quick work of the one and only, but the one and only Ricochet. He's not a guy to back down from anything, and the big kick right to the face of the RCW World Champion. Ooh, tried for a kick. But AJ said no to that one. Big neck breaker there to Ricochet. And a kick right to the back of the one and only. Lifting him up. Ooh, and a big elbow. But Ricochet with a uppercut. Ooh, tried for a cutter of some sort, but unable to. AJ tried for something. But Ricochet found his way out. And now Ricochet, DDT, a big DDT there to the champion. Looking to end this one early with a quick cover and only a 1 count there. Oh, and a big kick to the midsection. Oh, tried to get AJ to go to the outside, but missed that kick just a little bit. Uh-oh. What is Ricochet thinking here? He's known for his high-flying antics and flying all the way to the outside. Wow. But AJ, that did not faze AJ at all. That definitely did not faze AJ. Is AJ looking for something special here of his own in a suicide dive to the outside? Uh-oh, possibly looking for calf crusher. Looking for calf crusher here on Ricochet. Looking to end this matchup early here. And Ricochet gets out of that one. Ooh, tried for a DDT on the outside. Remember, this is a falls count anywhere match, so this can go anywhere in the arena. Even backstage. Ooh, as AJ tried to go after the legs of the one and only, but Ricochet reversed and a chop. And a big drop kick taking the champion down here, and AJ's in quite some trouble here. Getting him outside to the RCW universe, and both men are fighting here on the outside as these ringside fans get a real nice treat here. And dragging the champion a little bit far back here, and AJ forcing the back of the neck down here on the outside. Can I get on the table? I'd love to get on top of the table. Nope. I guess I can't do that. I think if I were AJ here, I would definitely make sure, with a Pele kick there, but I would definitely make sure that he works on the legs a little bit more, try and get him weakened up for that calf crusher. Tried for it again, but Ricochet able to get out of it. Ooh, but a reversal by AJ and a big uppercut, and taking Ricochet down with that ridiculous arm drag there. And a snapmare and a kick right to the back. Again, injuring the back of Ricochet. Now continuing to go after the legs of the one and only. But Ricochet getting out of that one, and a big elbow right to the head. Hurricane Rana there to the champion, and a standing, not a standing moonsault. What is that? That's the shooting star, I think. German suplex into the trash can. I don't know why the name of that move was getting away from me there. Uh-oh. Driving AJ's head into the mat there, and Rick and AJ kicked out. Usually he goes for that 630 senton. Oh, but he rolls through. Ricochet rolling through. Driving the back of the neck into the knee. It's got to hurt Ricochet's knee too, but that didn't seem to faze him. And now AJ again going after the legs of the one and only Ricochet. And he's going to keep continuing to go after them. And it's a very wise decision, and again going after the legs of Ricochet. Uh-oh. Are we going to see it again? We're going to see it again. This is Calf Crusher. Calf Crusher again. Here on Ricochet. Calf Crusher again on Ricochet. Ricochet trying to hang on here. Doing everything in his power to desperately trying to hang on. As Ricochet trying to hang on, and he does. I don't know how he was able to hang on. And a DDT to AJ. But AJ with a reversal. And Ricochet comes right back up. As Ricochet looks for a DDT there, and another reversal from AJ. A snap suplex. AJ is loving every second of this here. As I think now, he just wants to go back to the ring. I think he's had enough of the outside, but he's redecorating that announce table there. He's redecorating one of our announce tables. Redecorating the other one. I think he's setting up for something big here. Maybe a Styles Clash. And I think that's what we're going to see. Ooh, tried to grab Ricochet, but Ricochet pulled him away. Chop. AJ with a big right hand there, and Ricochet again reversing, and a big super kick. Throwing Ricochet back into the ring. I don't know if that's where he wanted, but whatever works for you, AJ. Putting him up against the ropes. And a clothesline to the outside. Calling Ricochet up to his feet. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Looking for another. Oh, tried for another suicide dive. Or Tupi Soasina there. I called that a suicide dive. I realized that I miscalled that one. My mistake, guys. That is not a suicide dive. And now both men are back into the RCW universe. And that elbow busted Ricochet wide open. And another punch here from the one and only. Oh, now Ricochet definitely playing no games now. Oh, and I think AJ's going for the calf crusher again. AJ's going for the calf crusher. Ricochet trying to hold on to the best of his ability here. Ricochet desperately trying to hold on, and he does. I don't know how he's been able to break out of that twice. Trying to go for it again. Trying to go for the calf crusher again. He was in it for quite some time here. Ricochet's trying desperately to hang on. Desperately trying to hang on, but Ricochet almost tapped there. And Ricochet still hanging on. I don't know how. But what resilience from the one and only. Ooh, AJ gets the reversal though. Gets the reversal. Lifts him up. I think he was just trying to help him there and was like, okay, let's get back to ringside. So AJ's at the ringside area here. Just waiting for Ricochet to join him. As he grabs Ricochet. Uh-oh. This can't be good. He tried to go for this the first time. Unable to. Uh-oh. I think we're going to see it. I think we're going to see a Styles clash. Possibly looking for a Styles clash through the table here. Styles clash through the table. 1, 2, 3. AJ wins. I thought Ricochet was going to tap out to the calf crusher, but he tried there that one time there just on the outside, tried 2 or 3 times, as you can see there. Tried 2 or 3 times in the RCW universe, but almost got Ricochet to tap. That's why he was working on the legs the whole time in this matchup, trying to get the legs damaged enough for that calf crusher, but that wasn't enough. But let's face it, a Styles clash through the announce table will definitely disorient somebody enough for the 3 count, and that's exactly what happened. But AJ's got to be prepared for his match against the Ghost Miles Anderson at the RCW Riot pay-per-view. We are just 2 episodes away. I'm really excited for that one. I'll let you guys know what time I have it scheduled, because usually, now that lockdown is done, lockdown is currently done, so that's all done and over with now. That's all fine and dandy. We have all that done. And then, so now, so I will be possibly doing the pay-per-view on a Friday. I usually like to do that. That has been sort of the, I guess, schedule, if you will, of the pay-per-views, is Friday at 2 p.m. Usually, that's when I usually stream. I did a double stream today simply because I didn't stream on Wednesday, and I always like to make up streams when I can, either on a day that I don't usually stream or on a day that I do stream but I stream twice. So that was one hell of a match there between Ricochet and AJ Styles, but AJ Styles is your winner here. And I think I will have the Riot pay-per-view maybe the 26th. Because this is episode 18, and then we have episode 19, which will be on Monday, which is the 22nd. And since lockdown is done, we probably won't have anything scheduled for Friday, so we'll have a double RCW stream with the last regular episode and then the pay-per-view on the 26th. So, RCW Riot will be taking place on the 26th. I will actually go ahead and I will put it in the... schedule. Because I have to automatically put it in the calendar schedule there. So I will do that. First off, let's advance to the next show. Okay, there we go. So we advance the next show. So I gotta still do the card for that. And then here on the Friday part of the calendar, we'll import a show. RCW Riot. And then we have that. And then we will set up the participants, obviously. I won't do them all. I'll only do a couple of them. I'll only do the people that are supposed to be at the show. That I know are going to be at the show. So I want Brian Outlaw there. Chris Danger is going to be there, obviously. CM Punk and Stone Cold, they're going to have their match. Miles Anderson's obviously going to be there. Mariel Rogue's going to be there too as well. Rosemary, obviously. Because the Rogue family sticks together. Wherever... Violet Knight obviously is going to be there. And we just saw Allie here. So Allie's going to be there. I just need to... Right now, this is just the process here. So right now, really, this is... You guys can kind of see the process at which it takes to make the actual show. So basically what you have to do is you got to make the show, and then you got to, with the arena and everything else, and then you got to, you know, add the participants, add the number of matches, what have you, and then add the championships that are going to be on that show. So we did that. And RCW Riot is set. So there it is right there. And it is set and ready to go. I usually try when I make the pay-per-views and I find out I first have to make the names of them, and then I have to make the arena, and then I have to make the logos for them, because I like them to be different in some way, shape, or form. And usually they're in a different arena. So, and I usually like to customize the place that it's being at. That it's like, you know, Montreal or something like that or whatever. But that usually doesn't take me too long there. So that'll be it for today's stream. I'm happy you guys joined me here today for the stream. I know it's unusual because, you know, it's usually 2 hours later. I streamed very early this morning, the lockdown stream. You know, because I had Good Friday off, because today's Good Friday. Usually that's what happens. Most of you that have been on the channel for a while know that when I'm on break, or when I actually do have an on-break schedule. Honestly, I think I do have one that's in my panels, but usually it changes all the time because I never know what's going on, because, you know, sometimes life happens and you have really no control over that. So, you know, is sometimes if it's a streaming day, for example, if it's a, you know, like today, Friday, usually is the streaming day, and if I have a day off from school or whatever, or whatever reason where I'm not in school and I don't have to worry about being home at a certain time, usually I'll stream earlier. And reasons for that is the only reason why I stream at the time that I stream is because it's the time that works for me. It's not too late, it's not too early, and sometimes you just gotta stream in the time that is convenient for you as the streamer. So that's what I try to do, is stream at a time, because usually by 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'm exhausted. You know, I don't really want to do anything, and you know, and it is 5 o'clock right now, but usually, but that's kind of different. It's different today since I have a day off, but you know, after college and all that work and sitting through class, usually I'm exhausted by the end of the day, give or take, and that's why I have the schedule in the way that I have it. Also, I've been thinking about, with the Brian Outlaw My Career Universe Mode series, I know I just uploaded a video today because I didn't yesterday. I was thinking for that series, I was thinking for it to be, because, you know, honestly, I like to schedule things. I always like to have a schedule for things, and that's why I made a stream schedule. But I'm thinking, since I don't stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, like those are my days that I don't stream. I was thinking, if I already have the video recorded, which 9 times out of 10 I do, because on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays when I do stream, I usually stream and then I record a couple episodes of that series. And I like to do that because that way that I don't run out of content, and that way I don't have to record more content or worry about something, because it stays in the computer until I upload it. You know, it stays there. And I've recorded up to 11 episodes at this point, and I think 6 or 7 of them are uploaded. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 or 5 episodes that still need to be uploaded, that are recorded and that need to be uploaded. So I think what I'm gonna do from now on for that series is, when I record them, obviously they're not gonna be live. Well, they're live at the time that I'm recording them, but they're not live like this, like live streaming right then as it's happening. So they're pre-taped, they're pre-recorded. So after I record those, and I usually edit them right after I record them, so because that's the longer thing. Because you know what I do is I take out the loading times. You know, with streaming, I don't really worry about it because I'm gonna be streaming for an hour anyway. But for videos, I feel like it takes maybe about 1 to 2 minutes, or maybe even 3, give or take, when it comes to this game for loading times. I mean, you guys have seen the loading times in this game. It's atrocious having to wait this long for a match to load or whatever. So I like to cut that out. I like to trim it down, edit it down, and cut that out so that you guys don't have to see that, the loading time. One, it makes the video shorter, and trust me, if you think about it, having a 15-minute long video over a 17, 18-minute long video because of loading time is a lot more easier to upload and a lot less big in file size. It's a lot smaller in file size, so to speak. And it's just easier to edit, you know what I mean? It's just unnecessary crap that doesn't need to be in there. So I think with that series, I'm going to upload it on the Tuesdays and Thursdays that I'm not streaming. Because that way you guys still get content throughout the entire week. You guys will get content. Because I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays are the My Career Universe Mode days where I upload those. And that is for my YouTube channel. My YouTube is down in my Twitch panels. So if you want more wrestling content, that's where that is. In case you miss any of the episodes of RCW or Lockdown, that's where they go after the stream is over. So I go to my Twitch, in my video manager, and then I export them to YouTube, so that anybody else can watch them. There's also the video on demand too. For 30 days or so, you guys can watch those. But I know a lot of people that use Twitch also use YouTube. So as their ways of watching content. And ways they get their content. And a lot of the streamers that I know, they have a YouTube channel. Or they might have another platform that they stream on, or give or take. Or whatever. And I think that with the My Career series, it works better as a series that is pre-taped, because then I can edit things. You guys sort of don't really know what happens. Good thing about the universe mode, though, is when you make it in universe mode, it just moves on to the next match. So, like, for example, if this Rusev and Finn Balor match was there, and I went through that, and I actually played through it, basically what that would mean is I would just click next match, and it would just load into the next match. But also, there's that loading time. Like I said, that I like to cut out. And it's just fun, because then I can edit it and make it look better. And in the end, it's just a better looking series. Whereas, if I did it live, I'm not going to go through an hour. I'm not going to do a 30-minute live stream. Or I'm not going to do a 15-minute live stream of just me doing this. Because there's no point. Usually with live streaming, you have the intent of going a full hour or at least 45 minutes. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather just record it, upload it, and be done with it. That's just the way I like to do that series. And it's just funner that way. It's just a lot more fun that way. That way you guys don't have to sit through the loading times and everything, because that's really what I edit out, is the loading times. That's really what I edit out. Is the loading times or anything stupid that shouldn't be in there. Also, with that series, I'm thinking of using the fake tweets app that I use for RCW, as you guys might see some examples of that on my Instagram and stuff like that, and my Discord. I'm thinking of incorporating that into the My Career Universe Mode series, because I can add images. In there, so. Which is fantastic. It's awesome, and I love it. So I can pretty much, let me see, I just want to try and do something. Add a picture. What happens if I... Let me see this. What happens if I add a picture and then I add a video right after it? Does anything happen? Jeez, okay. I just scared myself. Okay, so that's what happens if I add a picture. Okay. Okay, I just wanted to kind of see what happens if that happens. So yeah, I was thinking of possibly incorporating the stuff that we do, the fake tweets thing, as a part of the My Career Universe mode series, because I think it would be kind of more immersive and more realistic. I think it really just adds character to the superstars. Because storylines start off with social media. Somebody says, hey, I'm going to talk crap about you on social media. And, that's how storylines start, usually. Is somebody said something. Like the storyline with what was it, Mandy Rose and Naomi, where Mandy was trying to hit on Jimmy or whatever, her husband. And, she had a photo of herself just in a towel or whatever. And she goes, I sent him this, and the thing pops up on the screen or whatever, that sort of thing, like if it adds that character, it adds that, even though I thought that storyline was kind of weird, it just adds character to it and adds like new elements to it. Make it more, I guess, fun and interesting, I guess, is the right word. Because, with social media, there's like that, it allows a character to be out. Because a lot of us have that online identity, where we are a completely different person online than we are in real life. Hence, trolls. Hence the reason why we have trolls and keyboard warriors and stuff like that. And so it's sort of that thing. Because if Brian Outlaw is going to talk crap about somebody, he'll probably do it on social media, but he'll also do it in front of their face too. But he'll also go behind their back and talk crap about them on social media too. So that's I feel like, especially with this being Brian Outlaw's story, it'll add a lot more character and it'll just be a lot more fun for you guys, and to sort of get that personality of Brian Outlaw and to really see his character shine. Because that's really what inspired me for his character was, half of the time when I try and get into character of Brian Outlaw, I always think of something that makes me mad. I always think of something that makes me mad, or something that I can say about that other person that would make them mad. And since I watch wrestling religiously, I know legit everything. A lot of the wrestlers that I know that I watch on television, they post a lot of their personal life on social media. Which is kind of weird, but that's what they do. They're celebrities. That's what they do. Although some celebrities don't do it that much, but I've noticed that the wrestlers do, especially Paige. Paige posts a lot of stuff with her and Ronnie Raddick there. So that's that's probably something that I could definitely use in a storyline. Just thought of that. That's something that I could use in a storyline. It's really fun because you guys love it. I really think it's one of those things. I think if I didn't add it, RCW wouldn't be as fun as it is. Because it's just fun, just to, really get into those characters and to really build a character and to really build a rivalry up and be more creative, figuring out ways that we can make things more creative, and Brian is definitely Brian Outlaw is one of those keyboard warriors. He's kind of one of those guys that likes to get under your skin. He likes to piss people off in any way that he can, and if that's talking smack about somebody's girlfriend or about somebody's past on social media, then that's what Brian does, and getting into and knowing. And what's really cool is I like to incorporate a lot of the real life elements of wrestling. So like, the scandals, that have happened IRL, like in real life, in this world, I like to, sort of make fun of them in this world of wrestling. So it's sometimes I question that because WWE likes to do that. They like to use somebody's death to get under somebody's skin. They like to use, different scandals. Sometimes, basically, they like to go over the line a little bit, sometimes, with storylines. If it's somebody's... Because when somebody's a heel, when somebody's, a bad person, I guarantee you mention anything about somebody's family, somebody's gonna come after you with a hammer and be ready to, fight you. And that's exactly what heels do. They bring somebody's family into it. Like, I loved the rivalry with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. How he brought his wife and kids into it. And talked about being... he was like, Daddy's not coming home tonight, but don't worry, I'll be your new daddy. And I was like, God dang. Like, I was like, dang, they actually allowed that to happen. AJ allowed that to happen. Because obviously AJ's got to give the okay for it, but it makes really good entertainment, even though it's cheesy. In some elements, I still think it really makes for good entertainment. Because, how do you make somebody mad? You mention somebody's family, you mention, a death in the family or something like that. Something that's going to get really underneath their skin. Even though it's not me as a person, I think that's unethical. You just don't do that. But from an entertainment standpoint, I can understand why they do those things. And you can't look at anything that I do on RCW as an ethical standpoint. Because if you start getting ethical with it, then it sort of just takes the entertainment out of it. The fun out of it. This is purely for entertainment. This is not how I really think. So if you see something that Brian Outlaw says, there's not... It's not really how I think. It's not. Some of it is and some of it's not. But, anything having to do with anything like that I just mentioned, that's not how I really think. And I want you guys to know that. I'm pretty sure you guys know that up to this point, but for those of you that are new to the show, I just want to make that clear. Because when I get into character of these superstars... it's just a character. It's just a character. It's not... I'm not really that horrible, okay? I'm not really that bad of a person. I would definitely... However, I will say there are parts of Brian Outlaw that do resonate with me, I guess, in a sense. But there's certain parts of him that I... would not do in real life as the real person, but behind the scenes or whatever. But anyways, that's really how I see things going with the channel and with the series going forward. And I hope that with that element that we can make the My Career series even more fun. We're only 7 episodes in. I plan to get at least 100 episodes maybe out of 2K19. Because the next game comes out in October. And if we're releasing it twice a week, we can get up to 100 episodes. Maybe even more than that. We will have superstar shakeups in that series as well. That series will be, as equivalent to the real life WWE is. You know, that series will be the more realistic series. You know, because I watch SmackDown and Raw and NXT all the time, so I don't know if we'll incorporate NXT UK or you know, that brand in. I don't know, we might do that. I know I want to do something with Impact, and I guarantee you guys are gonna like me with Impact, because Rob Van Dam's there. There's a lot of guys that I like right now on that roster that I think would make a great either opponent for Brian Outlaw or a great storyline for Brian Outlaw. And there's a bunch of different things that I can do, obviously, but we got to focus on the WWE stuff. We got to focus on that for Brian's career first, because that's where it's going to start. And then once 2K20 comes out, we're going to pick up where Brian left off. I'll probably try out the traditional My Career again for 2K20. You know, maybe I stream it once or something like that, and I decide if I like it or not. But depending on what's new for the Universe mode next year, we'll definitely do a My Career Universe mode series again for 2K20. I know we're only 7 episodes in, but I'm loving it because I get to control the story, whereas in this year's My Career, you couldn't. I'm pretty sure they're going to make changes to the 2K20 My Career. And if they do, then maybe we'll just stick with the traditional My Career. Maybe we won't do a My Career Universe for 2K20. I don't know. But that's really where I see everything going. So, next stream will be RCW again on Monday. And that'll be the 19th episode. And then on Friday, we will have the RCW Riot pay-per-view. And then after that, we will go right back to the Discord and get your guys' feedback on this season. See what went wrong, see what you guys liked, and then we will address it accordingly and get ready for Season 5. And I'm really excited for that. Which that'll also give me time to incorporate merch and figure out how I'm gonna go about doing that for you guys, because I really want to get some some shirts and stuff and really make really cool things. I mean, I wanna make some stuff for myself, because I'm a big wrestling t-shirt guy. I'm a big t-shirt guy. I can't tell you how many t-shirts I own of teams, bands, stuff like that, wrestling shirts. I'm a big t-shirt guy, so I definitely would love to have some of my own merch in my closet. So, I plan to get things going with that. So, that should be really fun. I definitely think that we can definitely get that going once I talk to the right guys and figure out where to go. So, with that said, thank you guys for joining me, and I will catch you guys on the next stream, which should be on Monday, as we finish up the regular season of RCW, and then we move on to the RCW Riot pay-per-view on Friday. So, yeah, and we'll be talking about Lockdown as things go on in the Season 3, and where Brian Outlaw is going to be going in that series as well. So, that should be fun. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me, and I will catch you guys on the next stream on Monday.